The next AI habit may not be asking a smarter chatbot. It may be not leaving the chat at all. Here's the small, very human problem hiding inside a lot of enterprise AI news. You're working in Copilot or Salesforce or Gemini. You ask a useful question, then the answer stops cold because the document it needs is somewhere else. So you do the old dance. Open another tab, search the content system, find the contract, copy a paragraph, paste it into the chat, worry for half a second about whether you just pasted something sensitive, then try to remember what you were doing in the first place. That sounds boring. It is also exactly where AI either becomes part of daily work or becomes just another app to babysit. OpenText's new Content Aviator integrations are interesting because they are not selling a new place to work. The promise is the opposite. Stay where you already are. If you are in Microsoft Copilot, Salesforce Agentforce, or Google Gemini Enterprise, the assistant can reach into governed OpenText content and bring back the relevant business context without making you open another window or manually move the document. That is the part that matters. Not AI can read documents, we already know that. The shift is the company's real files may start showing up inside the AI conversation you are already having. Contracts, HR records, policies, case workspaces, inspection reports, the boring stuff that actually runs the business. OpenText frames this as a focus problem, and honestly, that is the right frame. Their post says knowledge workers toggle across an average of 12 applications. 12. Email, chat, CRM, spreadsheets, content systems, slide decks, dashboards. Every switch looks tiny from the outside, but inside the workday, it is a tax. You lose the thread. You rebuild context. You copy the same facts from one box to another. AI was supposed to remove that tax. But if the AI lives in a separate box and the useful knowledge lives in a different locked box, then congratulations, we invented a smarter copy-paste machine. The practical version is much less glamorous and much more important. A claims adjuster in Salesforce should be able to ask for a case summary and have the AI pull from the actual inspection reports and policy documents. A team in Copilot should be able to ask about the latest contract language without leaving Word, Teams, or the browser. A Google Workspace team should be able to ask Gemini about content that sits in a governed repository, not just whatever happens to be in the chat history. There is a catch, and it is the good kind of catch. The content does not simply get dumped into the AI tool. OpenText emphasizes a zero-copy approach. The document stays in the repository, permissions still apply, and if you do not have access to a file, the AI should not see it either. That detail is not legal wallpaper. It is the difference between helpful AI and accidental data leakage at scale, because the faster assistants become, the more dangerous it gets when workers solve missing context by pasting sensitive files into whatever chatbot is closest. So the everyday future here is not a robot doing your whole job. It is quieter than that. It is the end of the little swivel chair routine between chat, CRM, file cabinet, and document search. The assistant becomes less like a destination and more like a layer inside the tools you already use. Who wins if this works? People whose jobs are mostly context assembly, service reps, claims teams, sales ops, legal operations, HR, project managers. Anyone who spends half the day asking, "Where is the latest version?" who loses. Standalone AI tools that cannot reach the company's actual knowledge safely. Also, frankly, any workflow that depends on humans being the glue between 12 systems. My verdict: this is not the flashiest AI announcement of the day, but it points to the habit shift that will decide whether workplace AI feels useful. The winning assistant may not be the one with the fanciest demo. It may be the one that lets you stop copying, stop tab hopping, and keep your train of thought. That is the real upgrade, not more AI windows. Fewer reasons to leave the one you are already in.